Half a day? Half a day, good morning, and welcome to the Office of the Governor of Guam. We love to have you here this morning for Bill 97, a special signing ceremony for Bill 97-38, relative to the reorganization of the Public Defender Service Corporation to provide effective legal aid and services to persons who are entitled to counsel under the Organic Act of Guam, the laws of Guam, and the United States Constitution, and is
Recording in progress.
Public Defender Service Corporation Act of 2025. Before we begin, though, of course, I do want to recognize the presence of the Honorable Josh Tenorio, our Acting Governor of Guam.
Morning, everybody.
Also, our sponsors of Bill 97. She's sitting right next to our LT and to our CJ, Senator Tello Taitagui. I also want to acknowledge the co-sponsors, Speaker Frank Blas Jr., who is not able to join us this morning. I also want to recognize the Honorable Robert Torres, Chief Justice, Judiciary of Guam. Let's give a round of applause. The Honorable F. Philip Carbolito, Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of Guam. Let's give him a round of applause. He might be on his way in. The Honorable Catherine A. Merriman, Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of Guam. Let's give her a round of applause. The Honorable Alberto C. Lamrona III, Presiding Judge of the Superior Court of Guam. Half a day, Judge. Ms. Daniela Rossetti, Administrator of the Courts. Half a day. Ms. Sophia Santos Diaz, Deputy Administrator of the Courts. Half a day. I know she's joining us virtually. Sarah Elmore Hernandez, Director of Policy Planning and Community Relations. Half a day to Sarah. Ms. Agatha Dora, Clerk of the Court for the Supreme Court of Guam. Half a day. Joining us virtually on Zoom, Aditi Goel, Executive Director of the Sixth Amendment Center. She's attending via Zoom. She's with Mahasi for joining us this morning. Mr. Stephen Hattori, Executive Director for the Public Defender Service Corporation. Half a day, sir. Mr. John Morrison, Deputy Director for the Public Defender Service Corporation. Half a day, Mr. Morrison. Ms. Anna Marie Gale, Managing Attorney for the Alternate Public Defender. Ms. Carol Hinkle Sanchez, Managing Attorney for the Civil Law Center. And I also want to acknowledge Shane Nanta, Administrative Director for the Public Defender Service Corporation. Let's give a round of applause for all our support staff, especially those from the Public Defenders Corporation, please. Our Acting Chief of Staff, former Senator Clint Rogel. Without further ado, I want to give the floor now to one of our sponsors of this bill, Senator Tello Taitagui.
Thank you so much, Crystal. Half a day, Acting Governor Josh Tenorio, thank you so much for this opportunity and the invitation to be here. It's very important. Of course, our Chief Justice, Torres Situs Masi, too, as well. Today really marks a milestone in our island's commitment to justice. And with the signing of Bill 97-38 into law, this measure strengthens the Public Defender Service Corporation and reaffirms our promise that justice must be accessible to all, not only to those who can afford it. By providing greater support and resources to the Public Defender's Office, the law ensures that indigent defendants will receive timely and effective representation while also helping to ease the heavy caseloads carried by our dedicated attorneys. This is about upholding constitutional right to counsel and preserving the fairness and credibility to the Guam justice system. Acting Governor, Chief Justice, and Public Defender, Steve Hattori, thank you for your partnership in making this bill possible. With the signing of Bill 97-38, we take a step forward to protecting the rights of our most vulnerable, strengthening our institution and ensuring that equal justice under the law is not just a principle, but it's a reality on this beautiful island of Guam. Sijus Masi.
Senator Taitagui. I now want to give the floor to Chief Justice Robert Torres.
Half a day, everyone.
Half-a-day.
On behalf of the judiciary, Justice Merriman, Presiding Judge Lamborena, our Clerk of Court from the Supreme Court, Hannah Gutierrez-Arroyo, and our Administrator and Deputy Administrator, Danielle Rossetti, and Sophia Santos. We want to thank you, Acting Governor Tenorio, and also Governor Leon Guerrero for agreeing to hold this ceremony. There are moments in public life that remind us why government matters, and today is one of them. Today, we're reaffirming our commitment to strengthening the right to indigent defense. This year was the 50th anniversary of the Public Defender Service Corporation, and for half a century, its attorneys and staff have stood beside the people of Guam at some of the hardest moments of their lives. They've given meaning to the promise that justice belongs to all, not just those who can afford it. And the judiciary has long served in that responsibility, administering the private attorney panel to make sure that no one faced the courts without a vote. But Bill 97 recognizes that justice is strongest, when the defense function stands on its own, independent, yet accountable, but free from the influence of any one branch of government. And with this act comes the creation of a new board and the passing on the role of a chair, which tomorrow will be my last official day as the chair. You don't normally advocate to legislate you out of a job, but I did for sure. And that's the price of progress, and we'll take it. I do want to, at this time, announce the appointments that I will make to the new board to take effect on Wednesday. Dr. Artemio Ricky Hernandez, who's very well versed in financial affairs. Ricky? He will be one of my appointees, and I couldn't be prouder of the moment and him agreeing to take on that responsibility. In addition, I am going to reappoint and appoint Dr. Christiana Whitman, who will also join the board and has agreed to do so. She's not able to be with us today because mental health had an event, but you can tell I'm giving you good hands, 2 doctors, both joining your board. And I'm confident that they're going to serve with distinction and help strengthen the foundation that we're building. I also want to thank Senator Taitegui and Senator Blas, the Speaker Blas, and their colleagues. This bill passed unanimously for advancing the reform efforts that we undertook. And we want to thank the acting governor for signing this into law today. And to all of you who lent your voices to moving Guam's indigent defense system closer to our national best practices. Of course, our work is not finished. In some respects, it's just beginning. The right to counsel can't be funded by fines and fees, and it should never rest on a court-controlled account. The Sixth Amendment Center has made clear that this system is neither stable nor independent, and we must work towards a functioning model that treats this right to indigent defense as what it is, a core function. But today, we celebrate progress. We celebrate a stronger foundation for justice on our island, and we commit ourselves to seeing it through. Because what defines our democracy is not how it serves the powerful, but how it protects those with the least. Si Zeus Masi.
Thank you so much, CJ. I now want to turn your attention to Zoom for Aditi Goel, Executive Director of the Sixth Amendment Center, for her remarks.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation
Are
to
you ready,
attend today's.
Aditi?
Stand by, we'll turn,
Yeah.
make sure all the audio is working.
Yes, can you hear me? Let me see if this works. Here, can you
I
hear me?
apologize. Aditi, maybe we'll circle back to you.
Yes.
And I'll go ahead and give the floor now to Executive Director Stephen Hattori.
You have to change your speaker, Aditi.
Here, are you able to hear me now?
Here you go, ahead, Steve.
All right,
Steve.
thank you, Acting Governor Tenorio, for the time to speak. I wasn't really prepared for this, so I'll be very brief. You know, I mean, it's very exciting for us. We just celebrated our 50th, and no better way to evolve than to follow the best practices set out by the ABA with their 10 principles of an effective public defense system. And with the help, of course, of the Sixth Amendment Center, it was a really comprehensive report that relied upon many judges, attorneys, and even our own clients responded. And so based upon that report, they recommended this bill, and we're so glad that Guam was able to adopt it. I mean, Guam is very unique, right? We're so small that we can make change really easily, quickly, and efficiently. And so we're really happy, and we're really looking forward to the challenge. I mean, service is our middle name, so we're going to take over the job and work our butt off to make sure our clients are well represented. And of course, we really want to thank the Chief Justice and also Justice Merriman, of course, presiding judge, who's been the longest board member. And he's going to get his 4th Tuesdays of the month back now, so he can enjoy lunch somewhere else. And of course, Justice Carbolito, who's not here. And so we will continue to be strong partners with the court. And now we'll be like that child that, you know, all grown up and you kick out of the house. You have a little empty nest. And so we really appreciate that, and thank you. And thank you, Governor, for signing this. Thank you also, Speaker Blas, and of course, Senator Tidegui for introducing and making sure this bill passes at 14-0. So that's pretty overwhelming. We really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hattori. Prepared or not, you were great. And I want to give the floor back to Ms. Aditi on Zoom for her remarks. We should be working now.
This is going to work. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. So take 2. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation to attend today's ceremony. This is such a big milestone for Guam. It's a big milestone for public defense services and the constitutional right to counsel. It truly is an honor to be here. We at the Sixth Amendment Center really congratulate you, the government of Guam, the governor, the acting governor, the chief justice, the legislature, everybody, the public defenders, for your leadership and for your commitment to meet the Sixth Amendment constitutional mandate of ensuring that every person on Guam receives an effective attorney, and that is an attorney who has the time, the ability, and the resources to provide an effective defense. This strong leadership is why the Public Defender Service Corporation first took the courageous step to begin with to examine whether it was providing constitutionally effective services. Your strong leadership is why the government acted swiftly, constructively, and collaboratively to problem solve this issue. And your strong leadership is why you are here at this ceremonious event today. Through this legislation, leaders from all 3 branches of government pledge to ensure that the constitutional right to counsel is provided for all people on Guam, because of the recognition that there can be no fair justice system without a strong and independent public defense system. So thank you for having me here. Thank you for inviting me, and really congratulations to you. This is a big, big event. So congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Aditi. I now want to give the floor to our acting governor of Guam for his remarks. After his remarks, I'm going to ask him to pause so we can assemble all our stakeholders behind him for the official signing ceremony of Bill 97. Acting Governor, you have the floor. Stand by.
Thank you very much, Crystal, and welcome to everybody in the Public Defender Service Corporation. It really is heartening to see all of you. I know that there are so many dedicated public servants that work in your agency, and this is a generational thing. To the Chief Justice and Justice Merriman and Presiding Judge Lamorena, who probably served the longest as your chair, if I'm not mistaken, all 3 of them have chaired public defender. And I know from the time working with them that all 3 of them recognize and value and guard the right to counsel as such an essential, critical right for the people of Guam. 50 years, I guess, is a long time to be staying at your parents' house. So I guess it's a good to step out. Senator Tidegui, thank you very much for co-sponsoring this and being a very active proponent of this legislation with Speaker Blas. It was my pleasure to be with you on the panel at the 50th anniversary, along with the Chief Justice, where we talked a lot about how public defender has evolved and continues to evolve, looking at excellence really as the measuring point for all of this. It is appropriate that shortly after celebrating the 50th anniversary of the founding of the Guam Public Defender Service Corporation, that Guam is taking the next step by creating an independent public defender agency. Bill 97-38 recognizes the need to continue to improve the manner in which legal services are provided to indigent persons accused of crimes to ensure compliance with the United States Constitution and the Organic Act's requirement of providing effective assistance of counsel. The new structure of the public defender system allows the agency to develop the standards necessary to allow the attorneys of the public defender offices to have the time and resources necessary to properly represent their clients. Effective representation means more than simply having a licensed attorney sitting with you during court proceedings. It requires providing the attorneys the time to properly prepare and access the resources needed to prepare their cases. This will be done by allowing the board of directors of the Public Defender Corporation to set limits on caseloads for attorneys to comply with national recommendations. It is also important that in the bill, the legislature recognizes that attorneys with the Public Defender's Office should be funded at a comparable level as the Office of the Attorney General. This will allow the public defender system to continue to recruit and retain the best attorneys available and have access to the tools necessary to protect the rights of indigent people accused of crimes. Failure to properly fund the Public Defender Service Corporation will result in an unnecessary constitutional crisis, and I am confident that the legislature will work towards the goal of making sure that there is equity and fairness in the levels of funding provided to all members and all partners within the criminal justice system. I would like now to ask all of our staff, Crystal, to maybe get in position as I prepare to sign this legislation into law.
Come on up, everyone.
Yes, everyone in the room is a stakeholder. Please join us for the official signing ceremony.
Please join
For
us.
Bill 97, again, relative to reorganization of the Public Defender Service Corporation.
Asking everyone to come on up, please join us.
By the way, Steve and Mr. Chief Justice, we will also make our swift appointments to the board. Attorney Jeff Moots from our office will be one of the board members, and our second board member, another attorney, will be shortly appointed.
Please assemble in the front for the official signing ceremony for Bill 97, relative to the reorganization of the Public Defender Service Corporation to provide effective legal counsel
You weren't moving.
and services to persons who are entitled to counsel.
Like to see, I want to see everybody. Have it yellow. Everybody see? That's okay. We're kind of not.
Balance. Like the scales of justice.
Yeah, just a few more. Should
Move down to the right.
kind of like bunched up here, we just kind of.
What's in the front, so what's in the back?
All right, so Madam Chairperson, Tadagui, Mr. Chief Justice, and Mr. Hattori, this is to certify that Bill number 97-38 LS, an act to repeal and reenact Chapter 11, Title 12, Guam Code Annotated, and to amend Section 45.30B and Section 45.40 of Chapter 45, Title 8, Guam Code Annotated, relative to the reorganization of the Public Defender Service Corporation to provide effective legal aid and services to persons who are entitled to counsel under the Organic Act of Guam, the laws of Guam, and the United States Constitution, and to cite this act as the Public Defender Service Corporation Act of 2025. This legislation is being signed into law as Public Law number 38-48. Viva Public Defender Corporation.
Yeah, congratulations to the Public Defender Service Corporation Act of 2025. And also thank you to our sponsors for this bill, Speaker Frank Blas Jr. and Senator Tello Tadagui. This will conclude today's event. If we can just smile for the photos. And again, thank you so much to Ms. Aditi Goel for joining us virtually, the Executive Director of the Sixth Amendment Center.
See you later.
Thank you. Thank you.
1, 2, 3, smile.